What is going on, guys? It is Fortis here. Hope you're having a great day and enjoying the new Discovery Arc Patch 22 update. So here we go. Here are the most answered questions for this new arc for STFC. Okay, so here we go. So what is the cost to a spore jump for the USS Discovery? They don't have the exact numbers yet, but when upgrading the warp component with a special resource called a spore drive, you will reduce both the cost and the warp range. So essentially, this is the part which you will need to upgrade your USS Discovery for those essential spore jumps. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. What is the ops level for the USS Discovery? So Panic is going to check in on this, but we're thinking 20 to 21 is the ops level. So the fact is, if you're 20 or 21, you can get the USS Discovery pretty soon through, of course, the free battle pass. You can get those blueprints and then start farming that mycelium for the spore drive. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Can we get the Discovery free to play? Yes, as I just said, you can get the ship through the free battle pass. So everyone, please participate in this 24-day battle pass to get your free USS Discovery. Okay, so the next one. What resources can be mined from anomalies? So anomalies are these patches of space, and inside them you can farm mycelium. You'll have to mine it and then refine it. You'll then get cultivated mycelium, which will be used to power the Discovery for the instant warp function. So this is a pretty simple way to look at it. Mycelium, refine it, get the cultivated mycelium used for the instant warp function. Okay, let's on to the next one, guys. Will the battle pass have a cost? So nothing actually changes with the battle pass. Very similar to the Outlaws battle pass and the Borg battle pass. There will be a free battle pass over the 24-day period, but of course there will be a paid tier 1 which you can get some upgraded frames, G3 or gas crystal, and of course you will be able to get the USS Discovery a little bit faster too. Okay, on to the next question. Does the USS Discovery have unlimited jumps? So as long as the resource and the warp range are within the respected area, then yes, you can jump, but there will be a cooldown, which of course we will need to double check on that. But yes, as long as you have the resources and the warp range, you can jump within the specified cooldown. Okay, on to the next question. How do we get the Discovery? Of course, through the Battle Pass blueprints. I'm sure there'll be an opportunity to buy some packs for it too. Is there going to be a new research tree? There is not going to be a new research tree for this Discovery arc, unfortunately. How much will the Discovery cost? So they don't have the exact numbers at the minute, but they're saying it won't be very expensive in terms of resources to build it. It'll be very, very similar to the previous event ships like the Franklin, like the Vidar, like all those other ships too. Does Federation research add to the Discovery? No. So Federation, this is an important one, guys. Federation research does not add stats to the USS Discovery. This is something which is confirmed by Scopely and the developers. So doing that sort of research will not add any power stats to the Discovery. Okay, on to the next question. Will some of the new officers be easily obtainable or some only from winning events? So basically by completing the solo milestone events, you'll be able to obtain an item which you can then redeem at a new event store in order to obtain these said officers. So this is very similar to the Outlaws where we got that officer token and we took it to the event store and we could redeem it for officer shards. So I suspect this is going to be very much the same thing. When is the arc going to start? Supposedly today in September, of course, if all goes well, otherwise tomorrow. So we're kind of hoping it's going to start today, but obviously this all depends on the update and the bugs. And we know Scopely and developers are not great on the bug front, unfortunately. Okay, on to the next question. do we need to mine the mycelium? So the fact is you don't have to mine the mycelium, but you will want to mine the mycelium if you want to use the instant warp function. So pretty essential for this mycelium, for the instant warp function. Okay, on to the next question. Will we lose the mycelium as it is a living being? This is a tough one. Yeah, this is a tough one, guys. Let me know in the comments below. Does the Discovery allow deep space travel? Okay, this is another important one. The Discovery only allows you to go to G3 space. You cannot use this event ship, the USS Discovery, to go to G4 space. I suspect that they will release a epic USS Discovery in the future, which will allow you to go to G4 space. But right now, it only allows you in the limited purview of G3 space. Okay, on to the next question. For the people that can't sit around and wait all day for the 7 to 10 minutes events, is there going to be any point in playing the event? So absolutely a necessity if you want to upgrade your Discovery. With doing these events, you'll get a currency that you can redeem in the event store for officer shards in your offices, an item to upgrade your warp drive, which will actually reduce the mycelium cost and increase the warp range. So this is really important to kind of do these events. And you can also obtain officer badge shards, which you can redeem in your faction stores. So this is kind of like the refinery kind of deal. But yeah, this is pretty important too. Okay, on to the next question. Can we look into adding captains, Jojo and Lorca as officers? So this is a maybe. So remember, this is only part 1 of the arc. Part 2, we could be seeing Jojo and Lorca. We'll have to wait and see, guys, for that one. Okay, on to the next question. Are the missions pretty much the same kind of things? You pay someone for something, go to another waypoint, kill a yellow ship, kill X amount of hostiles, return to space, return to your base. Is this kind of what we're dealing with here? So the developers kind of saying, they wish that it could be completely different, yet it's kind of looking that way. The developers are looking into ways to make missions more elaborate when it comes to different mechanics. Okay, on to the next question. Will the new events require Discovery to participate? So this is kind of a yes and no kind of question. Some of them will and some of them won't. So some of the events you can do without the Discovery, but of course, without it, you do not get that instant warp function, which will give you a massive boost during events to compete against other alliances. So this new question here now. So that new ship Discovery, will it beat the ISS Jellyfish? What is the maximum warp? Can it travel in dark space? No, it is not. So it's power specific to the event itself. It has maximum warp, and of course only G3 space for now. This is kind of the question we answered earlier. So another question, can mycelium be mined by normal miners, or is it much slower? So the fact is you can mine mycelium with normal miners, but it is going to be a lot slower for you. Okay, so another question, why do we have to mine mycelium when Stamets grew it in Star Trek Discovery show? Shouldn't there be a special place inside your base where you can grow mycelium? So yes, the narrative-wise, it does make sense, but game-wise, it kind of doesn't. It'll be kind of interesting to see how it pans out in the future and how it does get added to our bases. So don't forget mycelium, you kind of farm it, but you don't really mine it in a sense, narrative-wise. But don't forget, this is all about the mechanics. And of course, people are also talking about the ROE. Technically, the Discovery is a battleship, explorer ship, sorry. And, putting an explorer battleship on a mine does kind of break the ROE of the game. A lot of servers have their own ROE, and this does kind of toss things in the mix a bit, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with this. So another question, how do you expect to keep players more active when you add more and more ships but getting G3 materials is harder, and there's no really improvement on the refinery. More and more players are actually leaving the game because of this. So the developers are kind of answering this. We're constantly adding new ways in which you could obtain G3 materials. And don't forget, you can build the Discovery at level 21, but there is no cooldown for jumping. The only limit factor is the Mycelium. Okay guys, that is it for now. Don't forget to, of course, like and subscribe to future content. And don't forget to, of course, build your USS Discovery for the upcoming patch 22, which should have hit your server right now. But hope you have a great one, guys, and stay safe. All right, see you guys.